Hey.
Okay. We are live. What an incredible week we had last week. Full moon, and then the Lionsgate opening. And spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the YouTube video I did with Ida Keatley on August 8th, where she shared some amazing insights and then did an activation meditation, there is still time to listen to it. It's called 888 Lionsgate Activation Meditation, and you can find it on my YouTube channel, Debbie A. Anderson, Vibrational Energy. And just so you know, from here on in, after today, most, if not all, my recordings will be on YouTube, not on Facebook. But anyway, I want to welcome you all. Thank you for joining us. It's Monday, so let's give today a high vibe. And we were just trying to work out what a high vibe should be, whether it should be prayer, a thumbs up, or so. Yeah, share if you think of anything really goofy that we can do. So today, a high vibe, because it's a time again when I have a guest joining me to have a conversation when we raise the vibration and share the positive. But before we get started today, let me light my candle. Let's see if I can keep it alight, which is always the fun thing. I've got a fan blowing here, and it worked. There is the candle, so that will go up there. And someone gets to choose the affirmation card today from either the I am sacred or I am vibrational. So Amber, you're the very first person on. Welcome. Which one do you want? I am sacred or I am vibrational? You can put green or orange, whichever is easier to type. So type it in there, because we'd love you to make a choice. And this will be our focus, our affirmation for today. Green, amber, or orange? Tick, tick, tick. I know sometimes there's a little bit of delay on the feed, so this is where I will try and fill the blank air. Well, they're both vibrational, green or orange. I love it. Green, orange. If not, I'll make the choice for you. Orange, great, perfect, perfect, perfect. Well done, Amber. And nothing like putting you on the spot. So let me shuffle away here. Ooh, and there's the card. Lovely spirits going. We're ready. And I love it. Card number 52. I am vibrationally in tune with my rhythm of being. How appropriate is that for today? Well done. Okay, so we have the orange one, and I will post it later on Facebook. So today I'm both blessed and excited to have Chris Gurniak back here with me again. Well, you were here back in April, I think.
Something like
and
that,
since then, she's added a new flute to her expansive collection. So
yes,
she's going to be talking about that, the journey, and yes, playing some of her Native American style flute music. As today's topic is the music within, which I love. Before we commence, let me share some vibrational insights about Chris. She's local to me, so I feel very, very blessed. She lives in Windsor, Ontario area. She has CDs that you can buy and play and download, and I will ask her later how and where you can do that. So remind me to do that later on. Chris is a flutist, and we had this conversation before, because in England it's called a flautist, and she said it always sounds so harsh. So she's a flutist, and she's won many awards for her music. She was nominated and won People's Choice Award at the One World Music Radio. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
She was finalist for the Best Album and Video with the Native American Style Flute Awards. So today it's time to sit back, relax, open up, let her soothe your soul as she shares her journey and all of her music with us. Welcome, Chris. I have to say, I'm so blessed to have you back, especially at this time when there is a need for us to tap into the soul. And of course, music is the perfect way to do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Music can change your mood in a second.
Lift your soul, lift.
I've seen it happen. I was, before all this, the world went crazy, I was playing at assisted living homes for people with dementia and Alzheimer's. And one day I walked in and it was just like chaos. Like it was, the energy was just, it was not good. And two women had been fighting, and they were going to take one woman and bring her to a different floor just because they wanted things to calm down.
Yes.
And this woman has enjoyed my music before. So, and she was just like not having any of it. She's like, "You're not taking me anywhere." And it was really quite humorous. And I was just like, you know what? Well, I brought my flute with me today. I said, we're going to call it a peace pipe.
Oh,
and she
I love it.
Oh, and I said, tell you what, I'm going to sit here and play. Why don't you sit on the couch right next to me? And I'm going to play some music just for you. What? All right. And the woman that was working, she's like, I don't know about this. And the woman sat down, and within 2 minutes, you could see it in her face. She just completely relaxed. And the staff all just went, oh my God, what just happened here? And by the end of the time that I was done, the staff came up to me. They said they could not believe the change in not just the women that were fighting, but everybody in the whole room. It completely changed the whole floor. And they're like, oh my God, can you stay for like the rest of the night?
You can say no, but you could purchase one of my CDs and put that on. And, you know, this is something we forget, this amazingness of when something really calms us and brings us into that focus, if you like, without realizing it. So what an amazing tool that any of us could have. Listening to your music.
Even with your own self, you can just do some humming, or, you know, what I like to do is find music that matches my mood. So, you know, and then you gradually change the music to the mood that you want to be in. Like, let's say you're really feeling anxious and nervous about something, then put in some really energetic music.
Yes.
But then to match that vibration. And then maybe start slow, because you're acknowledging how you're feeling. You're not just saying, don't feel that way. You're saying, this is how I feel. And so let's feed into it. But then let's turn it around. It's like, okay, I cannot be wired when I go in for this interview with Debbie. I need to calm and peaceful. So then, you know, I can.
Amber's just said, I hum all the time to chill out my mind. I love it.
Yes. Yeah. There's so much you can do with sound and with music, whether you do it to yourself or with the radio or, you know, Spotify or wherever you get your music from.
And I know for me, especially if I'm doing tasks that I don't particularly want to do, housekeeping, you know, cleaning, it's not one of the things I like to do. Nobody likes to do it.
I've done that before. I try and do it.
I whack on what I call the songs that I can sing along to that are high vibe and get me. So I'm kicking away as I'm going along there, and you know, whether it's the Beatles or I'm showing my age here, but whether it's Mumford and Sons or whoever, I'll just put that on, and it really revs me up into a go mode. And then after, it's like, I needed that. One, because I'm getting physical, and two, because it's something I don't enjoy doing. So I don't think any of us enjoy that, but maybe
I'd like to explore that just a little bit more. I want to show you how even just changing, I can play the same song. We like the Beatles here too. I can play the same song, but I can change the tempo and it becomes unrecognizable. Or I can play it at the same tempo, but with a different flute, and it has a totally different feel. Anybody want to do that? Absolutely.
Yes, please. And thank you. Everybody on board for that? I know you will be.
All right. So which song do I want to do it with?
It's all right. I'm looking here as if I can actually come in and see further, and you know.
All right. So I'll talk more about the new flute later. But
this is your new baby. Okay, I'm really into mashup. Amber says, I love that. Yeah, that's what we call it, mashup, when they put all these different things together. I love it.
All right, so I'll play a little bit. I'm not going to play the whole song. I'll just play a little bit.
Yeah. Helen says, yes, please.
Now, I'm going to take that same phrase and we're just going to change it up again. I'm just going to play the same notes, but I'm just going to mess it up. Exact same notes, completely buggered up the rhythms. Totally different sound, right? Now, I'll try one more thing.
I think it was Randy Bachman that said that music especially is just about recycling.
Yeah.
And it's almost like recycling this whole different words, different sounds, because I know sometimes when I hear something, especially an oldie, I think, oh, that's that song. And then it's like, oh, no, it's not. So there may be a few notes in there. But as you say, when you mash it up and you change it, perfect.
Yeah. So here's the same song, different flute, and going back to the original way that it was intended to be played.
That is so soft and dreamy. Amber's just said talented. Love to hear the different tones you can hit with different breaths. Yeah, that was sort of almost, I wanted to be walking along the edge of a river and sit and place my feet in the water, especially on this beautiful hot day here. And
so
just
you got the same
lay
song.
back. Yeah.
Same song, and I can completely change it up. So that's what artists do when they're doing a concert too. They'll kind of read the audience and say, you know what, we were supposed to play that song today, but that's not going to work. Or we're going to give it a little bit of a funky feel to it. There's so many things that you can do with music. And it's a lot of fun.
And this is why you have years and years and years and years of practice to be able to see that and do that. Because, you know, I know we were having a conversation before we started about, you know, people with instantaneous responses to things. I love it because I don't have to do the years of practice. I can just take your CD or the piece of music you created or whoever's created and just listen to it and enjoy it and embrace it.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful that there are talented artists like yourself out there doing this for us. Because
I think the world is starting with everything that's going on. I think the artists are becoming appreciated a whole lot more right now, because people are like, I need to go to a concert. And, you know, imagine if you had a movie and there was no soundtrack.
Oh gosh, yes.
Right? I mean, imagine Jaws without that ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. That's not a sound effect. That's music. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
We've got a dear friend that we know in Mazatlan. His name is Chain Michael, and he creates music for movies and things like that. And he said, you know, you watch the part that they want to add music to, and then you've got to, you know, is it fearful? Is it exciting? Is it? And he said it just, you know, and I said, I know with many movies I've watched, it's the music that makes the movie.
Yeah.
And sorry, I don't mean that to be unkind to those amazing, talented actors, but
no, but it enhances it. It increases that mood. Imagine Psycho in that shower scene without that music, right? You take that music out, and what is it? Or you take a theme song, and that just draws people in.
Yeah,
so
well, look
you
at
could
the
even
theme
have
song for Friends, you know, or some of the what I call the Big Bang Theory. I'm just thinking of some of the popular ones that we know as soon as we hear that tune, or CSI. Look at the Who. Each of the CSIs, I don't know all of them, but they have one of the Who songs, and that would, you know, that as soon as we hear that, in fact, when I first heard the one from CSI, the very first CSI, and I hadn't realized it was a Who song, and then when I heard the Who song, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much more before that. Before it gets to that part where they've used it for this particular series, and it reintroduced me to the Who again. So I love it. Amber's just put here, I love to watch you perform any mood. I've not dug into this genre too much yet. Glad to hear you and set the experience. I love it. Thank you.
Well, Amber. I can take that. And actually, I was leading into that too. Because when I do play for people, there are people that like my calm, relaxing music. I've got a lot of followers with that. But as I played in the nursing homes, if I play something like Amazing Grace, they automatically start crying. So I've taken this time where I've had to be in, and I've done some research, and I've found some other flute artists who have taken some popular songs and arranged them for flute.
Wow.
Yeah, and it gives them a totally different feel. I will give them I will let you know who did the arrangement.
Yes.
I'm not going to do the whole song.
Well, maybe we should try and guess, should we?
I would like to do this kind of as a name that tune.
Okay. All right. Who's open for the name that tune?
All right. So.
Okay, name that tune. I know the tune, but I can't think of what the title of it is. See, I have to go to the chorus. That's when I'll remember the name of the tune. So anybody want to do that? Name that tune. We'll do a countdown. 10, 9, 8. And it doesn't matter if you guess wrong. It doesn't matter. This is part of the participation here, people. Okay, 8.
It was 7, done by Eric Clapton.
Right. Okay. Dang, that's really beautiful sound. I know it's like I'm going. I know what the tune is because I can't. I don't. Okay, you're going to have to tell me because otherwise I should be scratching my head here and I know the tune will be in my head all day now.
Yeah, Tears in Heaven.
Tears in Heaven. Yeah, do you know my name?
Right.
That's what I was.
Now that you've got it. Now that you've got it. And then when you're playing it with solo flute, you kind of change it around a little bit. You kind of add a different feel to it and some embellishments just to make it a little bit more interesting. Because when you're doing it as solo flute, now you don't have the guitars and the drums and everything, or the lyrics.
Yes.
Right? All right. Try another one here. So that's another song I've added to my repertoire. I should say that song was arranged by Johnny Lipford, an extremely talented Native American flute player. So you're going to want to check his stuff out too. Check him out on YouTube as well.
All right.
And Spotify and whatever. All right. Let's see here.
Sounds like a Scottish lullaby.
I was just getting ready to go into the chorus, which should give it away.
Okay, then go into the chorus, please.
This is a Canadian phenomenal singer.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's all I'm giving you.
Oh, anybody want to guess on that one?
And it was used in an animal rescue commercial.
Heart Must Go On?
Nope.
No, keep guessing.
Sarah
McLachlan. There's something of the angels, isn't it?
There you go.
In the arms of the angels. Yeah. I knew it was because I'm going. Every time I think of that, I think of Nicolas Cage and that whole movie. What was it called? Something Angels. City of Angels.
Not familiar with that one.
Yeah, that's what I always associate that song with, In the Arms of the Angel. I don't know if that's where it was from, the movie. So if I'm wrong, I apologize, but that's what I always think of. Yeah.
That song has been played in all kinds of things. I should say that was arranged by Jan Michael Looking Wolf, another Native American style flute player who is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I've got
I have a feeling you could be doing a solo with with Sarah McLachlan, with the backup and having the flute introduced into that. It would be lovely.
Love to do that. And I'll just have to say, I actually did meet her.
Wow! Look at that.
When she did a concert here in Windsor a few years ago, my daughters and I got to meet her after the show, just for a couple of minutes, just to say hi. And oh my God, I'm talking to Sarah McLachlan.
yeah. That's when we can't find our words.
Yeah.
We look like blithering idiots.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
But that's okay. They're used to it, I suppose.
But when I play more common songs that people are somewhat familiar with, it helps. The familiarity people really seem to like. So I love doing my own stuff, but sometimes I get tired of playing my own stuff and I want to play music by other people. Yeah. So there are other artists out there who arrange some popular music, as you just heard. Plus they've written their own music as well. And so I can sit down and learn that and add more music to my repertoire without having to write it all myself. So,
as I think Chris's son, who plays in a band, says, we play covered tunes because that's what brings people in, and then we feed some of our stuff in as well that we write.
And it's even hard for the artists themselves to, when they do concerts, they are doing the same music over and over and over again, and because that's what people want to hear. But they're like, but I've written all this other stuff, and they have to sneak their own music into their concerts.
I can actually remember going to a Katie Lang concert in British Columbia when we were living there, and she had just brought out a new album which was taking it more countrified or country than her usual genre. And of course, everybody was calling, no, do one of, do this one, do that one. She said, look, everybody, I'm here to promote this new CD. So that's where you're going to hear the music from. And I think all of us were like, oh, but she did give her what I call, what is synonymously, Katie Lang kind of thing. So I understand that as an artist, you're trying to promote your new stuff and everyone wants to hear your old stuff. So it must be pretty hard for everyone. And especially when you're mashing up or you're bringing in different genres into, like for her to go from her usual sultry stuff back to country, which she was a country singer. A lot of people don't realize that at the beginning. And it's like you're bringing in the soft, soothing sounds and now bringing in tunes that people know. It's like, you've got to put your music in, because your music is absolutely gorgeous. I know I've got some of the stuff that I've downloaded from you or from I think it was Spotify. I can't remember what it was, but it's so, it's so beautiful. And
thank you.
The conversation we've had about maybe using some of your music in my free meditations and
for background,
doing stuff like that for background music would be perfect. I love it.
I like playing the calm, peaceful stuff, because as soon as I play it, I mean, my shoulders go down and I can feel my whole nervous system relax. And I enjoy playing. And when I see what it does, especially with people in the assisted living homes, it's just amazing that the healing that can come through music. And if healing just means that you're no longer tense and you're a little bit more relaxed and you can sleep better tonight, I've done a pretty amazing job. So
I was very blessed many, many years ago. And I'm talking about many, many, many years ago. A friend of mine has an autistic child, was a child then, obviously now an adult, in the UK. And she, her son would not, it was very difficult to have visitors and things like that. But as soon as she switched on some music, it was almost like he just soothed into it. And I said, oh my gosh. And she said, that's his connection. That's the way that he can now be here and accept what's going on. And she had learned that. And of course, every child's different, of course, as we all are different. But, I was just so surprised because up until that point, because she was trying to have a conversation, and you're understanding and things like that, as you are with people with children anyway, at the least. But she was getting more and more frustrated, and she said, hang on a minute. And then she put the music on, and he put the headphones on like you've got, and he was just completely absorbed into it. So yeah, if music works for you and it calms you and it soothes your soul, then put it on, Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the Native American flutes in particular, like I play a silver flute, and I don't play it anymore since I've discovered these flutes.
Yeah.
I find maybe I just don't play it all that well, but there's something about the wood flutes that has an earthy, calming feel to it. And when I take my own songs and I play them on my silver flute, I don't like them.
Yeah, I must admit, when I hear the native style flute being played, it's just, I automatically have visions. I can see, like when you were playing that, I'm walking along a water's edge here, a river, and I just want to sit down and place my feet in the water. It was that calming. It's like it reconnects us with Mother Earth. I always feel
we kind of need that right now.
Yeah, and we definitely need this grounding, this connection.
Absolutely. And I want to show you, give you a little tour of some of the flutes that I have with me right now.
Please, yes.
So
thank you.
This was the original.
Okay. So take it back a little bit so we can see the whole beauty of it. Perfect.
Okay. So this one just feels great in my hands. It is smooth. It is made of cherry wood. Cherry wood, according to Native American lore, represents the wood of the phoenix. So
yeah, because of the red.
And when I got this flute, I was at a time in my life when I was like, okay, my kids are older. I've been a stay-at-home mom. I've been homeschooling them. What am I supposed to do? And I was studying sound healing, thinking that music wasn't going to be it. Maybe I should take my sound and go towards sound healing. I thought, okay, I can do that. And then we ended up in a flute maker shop in Vermont. So I started playing this flute, and everything just turned around. I started writing music and getting nominated and winning awards, and now I connect with flute players from all around the world. This is all within 5 years.
Wow. I love it.
Incredible journey.
Yeah, it's almost like a synchronistic. So had you planned to go to this flute making?
Nope.
No. That's what I love about this.
We were driving home from Boston. We were done with our vacation, and we said, okay, what highway do you want to take home? And we went, let's go that way.
Yeah.
And we missed a turn, pulled into a driveway, and it was a flute maker. It's you can't make this stuff up.
No.
So that's the flute that really got me started. It's just everything on my Simple Wonders CD was written on that flute and performed on that flute. All the music.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty cool. Now, fast forward to just a couple of years ago. We went back to the same flute maker because I really liked his stuff.
It's like you're a repeat offender.
Yeah. So I picked up this flute. This one is made of Mayan rosewood.
Okay. So I've never heard of Mayan rosewood. So are the trees grown in Mexico?
I forget where they are.
Sorry.
From. Yeah. You know what? I forget. If I've got any flute friends that are listening, they might be able to tell me.
Yeah.
I had looked them up before, but it's a beautiful wood for instruments. This one's also longer than my other one. Camera. There we go.
Wow.
See the difference in height?
You're getting bigger.
This is as big as I can go because I got small hands. So that makes a difference for me. But listen to the tone of this flute. It's just got a deeper,
oh yeah,
richer
I saw myself laying
sound.
under a big tree, like a willow tree,
Yeah.
which was encompassing me inside it. So, you know, when the willow trees grow down and they touch the ground, and
Yes.
you know, you sort of almost have to part them and go inside. That's where I was, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful, looking at the sunlight through it. So
yeah. And we flute players, other musicians do the same thing too. We have names for our instruments. So the first one, so this one's called Woodstock, because when we were driving home from Boston, we ended up driving through Woodstock, New Hampshire, Woodstock, New York,
Woodstock, Ontario.
Woodstock, Ontario.
Yep.
There was 4 of them. Where was the other one? Vermont, New Hampshire. I forget. Anyway, there were probably 3 or 4 Woodstocks. Plus, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Charlie Brown, and who doesn't like Woodstock, right? So that one's name is Woodstock. The other one, as soon as I found out that it was made of rosewood, I named it Rosie after my grandmother, who loved to sing.
Oh, how perfect!
So my grandmother loved to sing, so I feel like Grandma is with me all the time. Would have been her birthday around this week too, so maybe she's popping up.
Happy birthday, Grandma!
Yeah. Now this latest one, this is
this was. Now Chris was showing me this beforehand, and I said it looks like it's been made out of a branch of a tree.
Yeah. You look at this compared to this. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is really showing the skills of the person that was able to hone and whittle this one, because it's like going around corners and bends and twists.
Most of the flutes, wood is taken and they create it straight, right? This one, what Stephen does is he takes a branch and he leaves it in the shape that it is. He leaves the bark on it, but he sands it down so it's kind of smooth. For me, what he did is he put in this turquoise inlay.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that. Isn't that beautiful?
Isn't that cool?
Just for a piece, even if you can't play it. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And he's got it
wrapped beautifully with
I like
leather.
The bear on there at the end. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm jumping ahead here.
And then, he put this bear on, which totally blew me away. Wow. Because this is made out of cherry wood burl, and the flute itself is made of black walnut. There was a lot of bear, as we were going through the process of making the flute, there was a lot about bears that was coming up as we were talking. And I had this pendant. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it okay?
No. Oh, right, yes. It's like a heart. Is it a heart?
Well, it's shaped almost like a guitar pick.
Oh, right.
And if you can see the inlay in it, the inlay is a bear paw. So it's a pendant that I had, but I don't wear a whole lot of jewelry. So I asked him, I said, could you incorporate it into the flute? And it was supposed to go up here, but he made me a bear instead and asked if it could go down here. So there's a lot of really cool features in this flute. And I've heard of these branch flutes before, and I'd always wanted one. Now, I never buy an instrument without playing it first.
Of course.
And we were supposed to go on vacation this year, and I was going to check out some flute players and get a new flute. That all got canceled. I don't buy shoes online.
No, me neither.
This instrument has to fit my hands. I've got
weird feet, so. I got very flat, wide feet, so the majority of shoes don't fit me, not with comfort and ease, which is what I want, because I want them to be able to walk in, not just show.
Yeah. So I needed this. I had heard about this flute maker through one of the many flute groups that I'm in, and I read his story, and I thought, okay, and he's in Ontario. Ooh. Bonus. I don't have to spend American money and worry about it coming through the border. Because with everything that's going on right now, if I can keep things in Canada, I will. So I messaged him and I said, well, tell me about your flutes, and do you have any made that maybe you can show me a picture of and whatever. And he's like, I got a stick out on the wood pile.
And you're going, okay, flute player, or did I pick up the wrong?
Let me go get this stick for you and see what you think. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's a stick. So we had no idea what key it was going to be in, but if he's got experience making flutes, and he says, I think it might be a G, maybe an A, not really sure. Probably, something like that. So I laughed. I said, okay, that sounds fine. I don't really care what key it is in. And, and the price was actually quite reasonable. So I said, all right, let's go for it. So as he was making the flute along the journey, he would show me it in all the different stages of development.
Oh, wow.
Like because what he has to do is he has to cut that in half.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I'm going, how would you be able to drill through or whittle through? Ah.
And then he hollows it out and then puts it all back together.
Wow.
It's quite a process. So he showed me when it
can't even imagine.
It's a pretty cool process. And then he would say, okay, well, how about if I put in some turquoise inlay? And I'm like, oh, yes. And he's, and so every time he came up with something or I came up with something, we were back and forth for a few months. And I'm just blown away by the beauty of this instrument. And I've never had an instrument made for me this way. So it's very special. It's very personal, as are all my flutes. But this one, it's just like, I can't describe it. It's got a beautiful voice on it, and it's so much fun to play. And it's a showstopper. I mean, I'll take it out to the park. If anybody lives out in LaSalle and they've heard a flute player, yeah, that was me. I kind of randomly show up at parks and start playing. And when people see this particular flute, they're like, that's a really cool instrument.
Oh, wow. Oh, maybe I should speak to you later about a little group of us are trying to get together and go to is it Canard River or somewhere, and do something there for a new moon thing. So we'll have a chat with you about that. Yeah,
that sounds like something that'll be up my alley. I'm finally starting to get calls to do things because my main source of income has been playing at the assisted living homes, and that's gone. And I've got no idea when that's going to happen again because I can't play with a mask on.
Oh no, and who would want to? Yeah.
I mean, I can't do that. So I don't know when that's going to happen again. But fortunately, there have been some outdoor yoga classes where there's a lot of space. So I can provide some music for that. And I'll be going out to Chatham in a couple of months where I think they're in stage 3 already.
Yes, they are. Yes, for anybody watching where we are in Southern Ontario, sadly, we're still at stage 2. Yes. We won't go into all of that.
No.
Keep breathing. We've got the Lionsgate activated.
It's going. We're moving forward. We're moving forward.
That's all we can say.
So when musicians are starting to get calls to play, then that's a good thing. But I will be doing a flute meditation out in Chatham at the end of September.
Perfect.
So so I am starting, and there's another event. It's not confirmed yet, so I won't go into it. But there's different events that are coming up that I'm starting to get to play for. I've played music. If you've ever heard of Zen Tangle, it's a form of art, which is really kind of cool. And a woman I know teaches Zen Tangle art classes, and she had me come out to one of her classes in Ridgetown or Blenheim. I forget where I was, and to play music for the whole class, just as background music. Mm-hmm. So this is what I like to do. I'm not a in your face, front and center kind of a performer. I'm kind of a background and provide that soothing music. And I mean, I can pump it up a little bit when I need to. I've got some songs that are a little bit faster tempo too. I need that to keep me awake sometimes.
Yes.
But if you're looking for soothing music to play while you're creating artwork, I've got a lot of artist friends who say they listen to my music while they're creating art.
Yeah, I can imagine that really, what is it? Taps into
that's what they've said,
all the different chakras and vibrations that are going on, because at that point anybody, when they're doing anything artistic, you're opening up and letting the divine come in. So what a great way to do that. I love that idea.
My goal one of these days, when I get a flute, I want to get a flute that sort of corresponds with each chakra and put out a CD where I play a different song for each chakra. So we
should talk off screen. I mean,
okay. So that's a little bit about some of my flutes. That one, the newest one, I just call it Bear, because as soon as I got it and I saw the bear, I thought bear. And I immediately picture Baloo from
Jungle Book. Yes.
Jungle Book. The Bare Necessities. That's it.
The Bare Necessities. I love it when he does the rubbing up the tree.
Yeah.
And I just
but I picture him, I picture Baloo out there with Mowgli having some fun and learning the secrets of the universe through the jungle. And I also picture Winnie the Pooh. I mean, who doesn't like Winnie the Pooh?
Oh, of course. An Eeyore.
Yeah.
Poor Eeyore. He would be really suffering at the moment. Yeah. Or maybe he will be getting into his whole Eeyore thing.
You never know. So if you want to hear, I haven't recorded any songs with Bear yet, except the only one I did is the very first song. I call it Bear Song. And I did a video slideshow that shows all the pictures that Stephen, the flute maker, sent me from beginning to end of the whole process. So I've got that on my YouTube channel.
Okay, I will check that out myself.
Check out Chris Gurniak Music, my YouTube channel.
Okay, so say that slowly. So your YouTube channel is Chris Gurniak, exactly as it's written there on your name.
Yeah.
If you just perfect.
Yeah. You just put that into the search bar in YouTube, and I should come up, and you will see a nice big picture of this flute. Stephen's a very good photographer too, so I just show the progression of the flute, because I've never seen that before. I go into somebody's shop, I play a bunch of different flutes and leave with the one that spoke to me.
And this was this whole journey for both of you, it sounds like.
Totally a different way for me to purchase a flute, and I'm very happy with the way it turned out. So it was
I love
cool.
it.
Yeah.
I'll just go and get the stick from my wood pile. Just opening comment there would have me going, I think I'm speaking to the wrong person here. Can I talk about faith and trust and belief and all of those kind of things, and this is something at the moment with all of us.
I've never met him before, one day I will.
Yes.
But it's just, it's a neat experience to work with another artistic person, to take a stick and come out with
create this
that
and
can do
customize
this
it as well for you.
Yeah. I mean, I've got such a connection with this, and this one wants to play outside more. I did a photo shoot. I'd only had it for about a week, and I did a photo shoot with my daughter, and we were at Malden Park, and I just played it really loud, and the flute was like, yeah, bring it on. It just really wanted to sing, and we were kind of off away somewhere, and you could see people walking around going, what's going on?
I can hear music, angel music. That's what we were a completely different experience, but similar to that. We were on Vancouver Island, and I can't remember which little town we'd pulled into, and we said, we'll take a walk along the back streets. My dad was over visiting from Australia, so we were taking them to all these little places, and we could hear music. And I said, well, it actually sounds like it's coming from somewhere. So we followed the sound of the music and found this lovely amphitheater in this park. And down at the bottom in there was this little Native American guy playing panpipes. So, of course, we had to buy one.
Well, of course.
Because that was a whole experience. We were drawn there, we sat there, we listened, we laid back on the grass, and so yes, when I hear music, especially outside, whether I'm at an outside concert or something like that, it's almost like I can be absorbed.
Yeah.
I think more than inside, I can't imagine going to, a Fleetwood Mac or, any of the big guys being outside and doing that, unless you're at Woodstock, and we're talking about the Woodstock, then, I can't see that you could embrace something like that. But something like this kind of music and, what I call soft nature connecting music, definitely.
I just think we need that so much. I mean, when I'm in my car and I'm listening to my music, I'm actually not listening to my style of music that I play. I mean, I'm listening to,
No, because you'd be going
Fleetwood Mac.
zoning
I
into
actually
that.
caution people not to listen to my
Yes.
music in the car.
Yeah, with my sound CDs, because it takes you down to a theta level. You know, when I was putting together the first one, and Chris's son was mashing it together for me, which is a strange way, because it was layer over layer over layer. So it was my voice in about 8 or 10 different layers, which all had to be placed together. And so we had done this on our way through Manitoba, on our way through on a tour some years ago. And then on the way back, he said, okay, listen to what I've done, and then we can do any tweaks. So we put it on in the living room, and our 2 grandchildren at that time were a lot younger and a lot more rambunctious and bouncing off the walls. And within about half an hour, I said, is it just me, or they're actually like zoned out? And Chris's daughter-in-law, she said, I'm going to keep a copy of this CD because it basically brings us down to theta level, which is just above sleep state. Yeah. And that's why I use it in meditations and things like that, because it just works. So yeah, I can, and I have to say with mine, do not do this meditation or listen to this meditation while driving. Switch off all machinery around you, because I don't want anybody saying, hey, I cut my finger off or I crashed because I was listening to this lovely soothing music. So it's quite something. So have you got other things you want to share with us? Because we're sort of almost to the end of our hour, although we can extend a little bit longer if you're open to that, and everybody on board is open.
Look, me talking about my music, talk longer.
I can see we're going to have you back on again, because it's this ever evolving. Maybe we can do something, you and I, we can do a meditation and you can play the music. Cool.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, I think that would be a good one. We can do that, and definitely. Whether we can could maybe pre-record it and then post it live or something. Anyway, we can work something out. I love that idea. So, what else would you like to share? I know.
What else? Would you like me to actually play a whole song?
Oh, thumbs up from me every time.
All right.
And I'm going to, at this point, sit back. I have my cup of tea here, and I can just embrace.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my song, Vermont Morning, which is actually the first song that I wrote. Oh. It's on the Simple Wonders album.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was played on the album with Woodstock. I'm going to play it with Bear.
Ooh.
See?
So this
and feel free, like, if something pops into your brain, like what comes up.
Yeah. What emotions come up with this? What feelings or
this is still this is
mind matters, I call it.
This is my most requested song, and it's my most streamed on Spotify, which is really kind of cool.
So and I have to say, one of my favorites too.
Thank you. All right.
Wow. I'm going, I can see the meditation going on in my mind there as I was listening to it. So that's amazing. Thank you. Well, thank you, Chris, for the calming and relaxing time I know I've had today.
Thank you for having me. It's always so much fun talking to you.
Oh, thank you. I know I'm rested and ready for the rest of my day and
Excellent.
my week, I'm sure, because I'm feeling exhilarated and calm at the same time. So please, this is the time I want you to share how and where folks can locate, download, buy your music, connect with you. I will put some links in the video before I upload it, or after it's uploaded. Sorry, that's sort of the joy of when we do something like this. I'll put it in afterwards, but there is your website I've already put in there.
Yeah, there's my website. Everything is like Chris Gurniak something. So if you're on Spotify and you want to find me, type in Chris Gurniak. So my music...
Amber's just put straight to Spotify after this. I love it. Thank you.
Hit the heart, follow me. I've created playlists of my music as well as a lot of the other musicians that I've connected with during all this. So follow some of those playlists and playlists. So because they're all missing out on money too because they're not performing. Yeah. So if you can follow us on Spotify, whatever, and you know it does help all of the musicians that are out there right now. So my music is on every digital platform that exists. So if you are on, there's like 120 or so, if not more, platforms.
So no excuses. Type in her name.
I'm on everything. I'm on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Apple, Deezer, Yandex.
Yeah, I know some of these I'm learning as well. So
yeah. So wherever you can download and stream music, I'm there. I have a YouTube channel. If you want to subscribe to that and listen to some of my music there, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I have a Facebook page, Chris Gurniak Music. If you want to give me a like there and start following me there as well. Tell your friends, share my stuff. It really does help with musicians because right now we are not working. Yeah. I mean, there are some people that are doing some live streams here and there, but it's a really tough time for musicians right now. So if you can follow us, you know, not just me, but all musicians. Yeah. Put them on your list of people. Make it a point to start listening to more music.
And buy some of their stuff. Yeah. Like on all these places, on these platforms, it's minimal, you know, to be able to have that there. And you are helping them on their way, on their journey with everything else. And
the more my music gets streamed, the more people hear about me, the more flutes I can buy, the more music I can put out, and the more parks I can go to and play at.
Exactly. So it's all a win-win as far as I'm concerned.
Win-win-win.
It's a win-win-win-win, as it were. So thank you. So before we leave, I want to say thank you. I have enjoyed sharing my work on and conversations on Facebook. But as I've explained, it is time to move forward, to embrace new opportunities. And that is why my next Monday, noon Eastern live, you will find me on my YouTube channel, which is Debbie A. Anderson, Vibrational Energy. And not just for Monday, raising the vibration and sharing the positive, but for my weekly readings, affirmation of the day, and new stuff such as pick a card, vibrational clairvoyant insights, and lots more. So subscribe and join this new exciting platform with me. Upcoming guest for the Monday noon Eastern is on August the 17th is Devani Peters, who's coming back to join us all with a new conversation, Free and Empowered. It's a subject she would like to discuss, and we'll be asking the question, are you living a free and empowered life? So, and what does it take to do that? So that'll be fun. On August the 24th, Monday, August the 24th, I have Ilan Azali, I was interviewed on his podcast show, Create What You Speak, and he's coming on to have a discussion, Reclaim Your Power, which encompasses all of his work, his guidance he offers through his Kabbalistic work, sound therapy and frequencies. And I'm hopeful he's going to talk about the high tea he creates, which opens the heart chakras. So he will be on. And then on August the 31st, Chris Lee, hypnotherapist and past life regressionist, author of 4 books, sharing case histories called Life in the Past Lane. He'll be back on, and he will be sharing stuck past lives and debilitating emotions. And on September the 7th, Pilar Shumalis will be joining me again, and our conversation is high vibrational healing, merging science and spirituality. So join us next week at noon Eastern, Monday, on my YouTube channel, Debbie A. Anderson, Vibrational Energy YouTube, where we will again share the positive and raising the vibration. I want to say thank you again, Chris, for joining me, and bye to everyone else. And I hope you have a vibrational week, embracing your true vibrational essence, because that's what it's all about, people. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Debbie. Bye.